Hello and welcome guys to a new video on my channel. I'm Domi, aka the Yu-Gi Joker, and I hope you guys had some wonderful Christmas days. I sure did. I spent some quality time with my family, so that's why I delayed all my videos for a bit. And I also studied. I caught up on some stuff for the university, and yeah. So basically, Christmas is over, the year's ending, and I hope you're all healthy and just have a great time with the family because that's the most important thing. And yeah, I hope you guys got some nice presents for Christmas. Maybe you got some Yu-Gi-Oh related presents. I got some Joker related presents from my girlfriend, and I wanted to show you one thing. She got me this wonderful Batman figure with the Joker makeup on it, and as you can see, it's one of the exclusive Funko Pop figures this year. It actually was only able to be bought at one day this year at GameStop, so this is actually something really nice. And of course, me as the Yu-Gi Joker, I'm gonna keep it safe and clean. So this is amazing. And actually, 2 days before Christmas, me and my girlfriend had our 7th-year anniversary, and she gave me something amazing. She gave me something Yu-Gi-Oh related, and later on at the start of today's deck profile, I'm gonna show you what she gave me, and I'm gonna tell you guys, you won't believe how amazing this girl is. I'll tell you, this gift it's amazing. You can't stress it enough because there's no way around it. So yeah, but that's for later. I wanted to tell you something. First of all, I was able to get myself a video cutting program for my PC, but I'm still getting used to it. I'm not too good with this program. It's my first time ever editing videos, so as you can see, all my videos at the moment have this big old watermark at the top of the screen because it's a smartphone app. I don't know. I just took the first app I saw in my store and downloaded it, and since then I'm cutting my videos with this because it's very intuitive and easy. But yeah, now I'm having my a real program for my PC, and when I get used to the program, I actually wanted to start a series relating to dueling books. So as you can see, there's the COVID pandemic, so there's not a lot of real tournaments going on, but also yeah, we still got some meta plays, we got some meta changes, and I still want to cover all these things. So yeah, I also got a face cam, so maybe with the face cam I try to stream in the future. Maybe not in the first half of January because there's just getting back into university stuff, and that's always more important than my hobby. So yeah, this is it. And yeah, today I'm gonna show you my Dragoon Eldritch Trap deck profile. This deck is very grindy, this deck is very easy to play, but hard to master. Well, you have no hand traps in this deck, and it's absolutely not budget friendly. I'm gonna tell you, this deck is not budget friendly. Even I only well, I'm missing 2 cards, and I'm gonna proxy these in a deck profile. I'm gonna show you which one these are, but I think if you really want to play at the highest competitive tier level with this deck, you have to play it the way I show you. And it's really consistent, it's strong, and it can win against everything, even going second. And this is the best part, it's a trap deck that wins going second. Isn't that amazing? I'm gonna tell you guys, I love this deck. I played this deck a lot online because access to cards online is actually easier than in real life, and you don't have to spend half your liver on it. If you guys have any questions regarding this deck profile or something else, feel free to comment down below. I take my time to answer all of you, and I try to help you improve your own gameplay as much as possible because I like teaching. I like teaching a lot. So yeah, I just try to give my wisdom to the next generation, I'd say, or to the people playing along with me, if you know what I mean. Yeah, leave a like to the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, at 100 subscribers, I'm gonna do a little giveaway for all the support and all the nice people really encouraging me to do these videos. So this helps me a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna say let's start with the video. Let's go. So first of all, I wanted to show you the amazing gift my girlfriend gave me to our 7th year anniversary. Are you prepared? Settle down because this will blow you away. She made me, she had made me, a card, a Yu-Gi-Oh card with a picture of us and 7th anniversary as title or as name of the card. And as you can see, it's a continuous spell card for, of course, the continuous relationship. This is amazing. And for all of you who want to know what she wrote on the effect text of the card, well, she wrote, neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. Perfect. This card is unaffected by other card effects, alright. Gain 500 life points for every smile from Anastasia and lose 500 life points for every time you displease Anastasia. Each 500 life points is equal to 1 kiss. If you have 18,000 or more life points, you win the duel. Isn't that amazing? I know, this is amazing. She's the best. So anyway, the first two cards I'm going to show you are, of course, 2 times Eldlich, the Golden Lord. Well, we're playing an Eldlich deck, and most Eldlich variants have settled down to only 2 copies of Lord. Next up, you're going to see the 2 most loved bricks in the decks, the DM and the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Well, of course, we need to play these 2 if we want to play the Red Eyes Dragoon. Next up, we're playing the 1 Wyvern. Wyvern is just the fodder for Red Eyes Inside because we're playing the big Red Eyes package, so we don't have to rely on Anaconda or something else. And also, Wyvern is just some form of recursion. If your Dragoon ever gets outed, you just can banish this card from the graveyard and special summon the Dragoon back, and you have the negate and the tower back on board. So this is pretty good. So next up we have the 3 insides and only 2 fusions. Well, you can actually play around a little bit with this ratios. You can play 3-3, you can play 2 insides and 3 fusions, or just 2 and 2 on both of them, but you should play at least 2 of each. And I just put in the 3rd inside because I'm playing the big package and I like the surge of it because this deck doesn't surge at all. It only surges with the Cursed Eidland, and so draw is not a big thing. And also getting that Wyvern in the graveyard is really nice, so this is just another way to make sure you have follow-up. So next I'll be playing the 3 Extravagance. Of course, Extravagance is just a consistency card. It's the best draw spell this deck can play. Of course, you can play something like Triple Tactics or something, but then the deck relies too much on your opponent and you want to be proactive instead of reactive with this deck. Coming up next, we have the new money card on the Eldritch deck. Whoever watched the market in the last few weeks, you've seen Cursed Eidland is spiking up in prices. I actually got mine playset for like 50 cents for the whole playset, or maybe in euro, and now just one Eidland is worth 20 euros. But of course, I will never get rid of my best deck, so I won't sell this. Next up, I'm playing 1 Elixir spell. I'm playing the White Destiny over the Black Awakening. Of course, Black Awakening just summons your Lord instantly in your turn, but I want to play more in my opponent's turn, so that's why I choose the Quick Play spell. Also, you only have a minimal amount of lords. You only play 2, and just getting 1 back from the graveyard to dodge something like Crow or something Called by the Grave and stuff like that. Elixir helps a lot with this and also helps grinding. So next we're going to see the first big money card, except for the Eldritch cards. Forbidden Droplet. I think Droplet, this format is amazing. Just look at the top decks right now is Drytron, the other Eldritch decks. Actually, some high-rated Dueling Book players are playing Dragon Mates, which this is good against too. But with this card, you have a main deck out to Vanity's Ruler, to Herald of Ultimateness, and stuff like that. And so yeah, just getting rid of your cards to the graveyard. For example, you can get rid of Lord, because Lord just recurs itself. You can get rid of your traps because the traps recycle themselves. So there's not a lot of disadvantage if you discard any cards with this droplet. So I decided to play 1 Harpy's Feather Dust. So we have a lot of grind decks in the format, just like Eldritch, and just having 1 big blowout against these cards in the main deck helps a lot. going second or in game 2, you're gonna have some side deck cards to help with that. But for now, I love the one Feather Duster in main deck. Also, it's a Mystic Mine out, which can be hard if the opponent combines Mystic Mine with there can only be one, because then your Conquistador gets turned off and you basically have no out to Mystic Mine. Coming up to the ELDLICH Traps, we have, of course, 3 Sanguine, which is the best spell trap card in the ELDLICH deck. Then we have 3 Conquistador, which is the basic ratio, and 2 Warcarrow. As you can see, this is just the basic ELDLICH Trap lineup. I don't play the counter trap. The counter trap is, in my opinion, very bricky, especially if this deck is able to play go seconds. The one Golden Land Forever is just a brick, so this is just pure consistency. Now we're gonna have the best counter trap this format, which is Strike. Strike is the only counter trap that is good going first and second, because it can help break boards in if you combine it with other cards like Torrential Tribute, which you're going to see, and other cards like that. Just setting your traps and your opponent just starts playing, you interrupt something, you Torrential Tribute your board, and they try to negate it, you just negate their negate with Strike and they can't react to it. So basically you just broke the board with like 2 cards and you still have 3 or 4 to play. So this is really amazing. So like I said, we are gonna play the Ice Dragon's Prison and 3 Torrential Tribute. So these 6 combined with Solemn Strike, these are the 9 pillars of traps this format. I'm going to tell you these 9 cards are the best traps you can play in this format. These help you play going first, these help you play go second, and these just blow out every deck that's just in the meta right now. So I don't know what to say. These cards are just amazing. If you want to play a grindy deck, if you want to play a control deck, these 9 cards have absolutely to be in your deck. And last but not least, I'm playing 2 Dogmatic Punishment. Well, yes, I'm playing the Extravagance, but just be real, you're most likely going to resolve 1 or 2 Extravagance, and the only important card in your extra deck is the Dragoon, so you have like 12 other cards to use, and well, you get a good use of Punishment just as Extravagance. So talking about the extra deck, we actually have the first 3 of, which is Entis, which helps with Dogmatica Punishment, and also it's just another pop on your turn, or opponent's turn, and I think you know Punishment into Entis is just a really good interruption. So now you're going to see the first and only proxy I have, which is 2 Red Eyes Dragoon. In all honesty, if I wouldn't be scared that Dragoon gets banned sometimes, I would go and buy the other 2 copies. But just with the sheer fear of having the chance of Dragoon being banned, which he already is in the OCG, I'm not buying this card anymore. So I just have my one-off to play in other decks, and I actually can't play this deck in real life, but it's really, really good online. So 3 Dragoons are mandatory if you play Extravagance. If you think you are good without the draw spell, you can just cut it to 1, because then you're not scared of banishing 1 since you're not playing Extravagance. One of my all-time favorite extra deck monsters is the BLS Link. In every single high level deck that I play, which is includes Thunder Dragons, Pendulums, ELDLICH, all these decks, I include this card because this card just wins games alone. It's a link card, so dinos can go off and F themselves, because this can't be booked by Tyranno. And if this card attacked once gets the attack boost, the only way players can get over is if they have a stronger monster, which is hard with 4,500 attack points, or if they use Kaijus, and not a lot of players are using Kaijus right now. So next up, I'm playing 1 Nova and 2 Mekabas. Basically, you know the combo. If Nova gets sent from the extra deck to the graveyard, you can use it to summon Mekaba instantly. So you have just another negate on board, or just another body, which is also fine. Actually only own 1 Nova and own multiple Mekabas, since I played Invoked in the past. But yeah, of course, if you have a second Nova, you can
actually play it, it's not bad. Next up we have the one Omega. Omega is just another punishment target or just extravagance fodder. If it gets sent to the graveyard, you can recycle some stuff. And yeah, since we're not playing hand traps like Gamma or any other tuner, we don't get to summon it, but we can use this graveyard effect. So the next two XCs are for one Pleiades and for one the Gustav Max. Pleiades, of course, is for your traps, your all level 5 light monsters, and your Gustav Max is also for your Eldritch, so your Golden Lord. So you just have a way of one pushing for damage with like 2k, and from Gustav Max, and Pleiades is just utility and also gets your traps to the grave to recycle. And last two cards are just Extravagance Fodder and Punishment Fodder. So Rafflesia, the fusion from the Platter Plants, is actually interesting because if it gets sent to the graveyard, you can in the next standby phase add a fusion spell, so you can add a Radar's Fusion with this. Which is fine, but you then have to remember that if it's sent by Dogmatica Punishment, you don't get to go in the extra deck in your next turn, so you have to skip one, and so on and so on. You know what I mean. Five-Headed Dragon is just here if you play against something like a Mega Clops, so you have a beat stick in your extra deck that you can send with punishment to get over something like Mega Clops. So that's it for the main and extra deck, and now I'm going to show you some side deck card choices. I'm going to show you the core of my side deck, and then I'm going to show you the flex spots which you can choose from to make your deck even better. The first card I actually like to add are 3 Mistake. Mistake, you saw in my Zodiac deck profile, I actually like this card a lot, but there's a spell card that's really similar to Mistake, which is called Mistaken Arrest, which has the same effect as Mistake. It's a quick play spell, but it only lasts for one turn, which is definitely fine. So if you're scared of something like Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twisters to pop this card, you can use Mistaken Arrest instead, and it's also a little bit cheaper if you want the high rarity stuff, because the secrets are actually getting a little pricey, but Mistaken Arrest is, I think, only a common, so that's not too bad. Next card I'm definitely playing are 3 Cosmic Cyclones. Cosmic Cyclones again versus Eldritch Mirror Match. If you banish the Eldritch on Eldritch Seal cards, you just win a little bit more. You help weaken the grind game of your opponent, and you prevent stuff from your opponent. So the last card of my core are 3 Solemn Judgment. You need something for going first, especially to get rid of Lightning Storm and stuff like that, because of course you're playing a heavy back row deck and your opponent will try to use as much back row hate as much as possible, and Judgment helps a lot with this. So these are the 9 cards I like to include in this deck every time. And the other 6 cards are just pure flex spots, and I'm going to show you a bunch of cards I can think of that will help this deck, but you can choose what you want, but I recommend playing these 9. So the first card I want to talk about is Witch's Strike. This card is very interesting because it has a very niche application, because it's specifically for Invoke matchups and specifically for Drytron matchups. Because what does Herald of Ultimateness do? It negates activations and negates summons. So both are things that Witch's Strike can trigger off, and if you blow out your opponent by just uh, destroying the whole field and having him send his whole hand, he doesn't have anything left, and you just win by that because you outgrind them with the cards you already have on your field. So this card is actually really nice, and I recommend try this out. If you like it, keep playing it. If you don't like it, throw it out. There's not much to it. So another card you might think of is Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm, of course, a big out to back row decks, more back row decks than actually using the Raigeki-like effect, because back row decks are very, very annoying to play. That's being said, you don't win the turn you activate this card. Be sure you know this. You don't win. This deck cannot OTK. Using this card as a big blowout to equalize the game state helps a lot with grinding and gaining advantage. Another great card is of course Triple Tactics Talent. This card is nice going first if you get hand trapped on something. It's nice going second if you face a negating board, like also a lot of monster negates. So you can use it to steal monsters, you can use it to draw cards, you can use it to discard opponent's cards. This card has a lot of applications and has every right to be that expensive. But if you can't afford it, don't worry, I am going to show you some more cards that you can use. Like I said, you want to use these big blowout cards to equalize game states, and which card evens out game states more than evenly matched, no pun intended. This card is amazing against these back row decks because you can have the chance that they are not having a Solemn Judgment set and just banish everything except for one card, of course. And yeah, this helps a lot. And the last three cards I want to talk about are nice one-offs that are actually limited on the ban list, which are Pankratops, Skill Drain, and Imperial Order. And of course, these cards are 2 for going first, 1 for going second. And Pankratops, always a good side deck card. So if you have this card and you don't know what else to put in, just throw in the Pankratops that's going second, always nice. Skill Drain in this deck works really well because you can just send it to the graveyard with your Lord if you're annoyed by this card and you actually want to use your monster effects like Dragoon, Pop, stuff like that. And Imperial Order is helpful after you resolve your Red Eyes Fusion. So be careful with that. If you just activate blind Imperial Order and you still haven't resolved your fusion, the game might actually get really hard. So that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, just as I said, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, ask them, and I try to answer all of you. Yeah, and also leave a like to the video, subscribe to the channel. Remember, at 100 subscribers, I will do a giveaway to thank you all for your support. And now, I wish you a happy new year. Bye bye.